Welcome to Blind Abilities. I'm Jeff Thompson. While in attendance at the National Federation of the Blind Convention, Las Vegas, Nevada, 2019, I was in the exhibit hall and I met up with Olivia Harden, and she is from RTB Safe Traffic. They do audio pedestrian signals, and these are, what you install at crossings so that you can audibly hear with the location of them and the timing when to step off the curb. I thought it was a really neat device, and I like her approach. She spends 80% of her time talking to the Department of Transportation in cities across the United States, educating the personnel on why an audio pedestrian signal is needed and how it helps and assists more than just the visually impaired, but everyday people navigating traffic crossings.
I'm Olivia Harden. I'm the Director of Sales for RTB Safe Traffic, and we are a manufacturer of pedestrian push buttons and acoustic units. And we're really approaching this market quite differently by actually looking at accessibility as a whole. And we're really tackling some main challenges. First of all, we really believe in ease of activation of the PED button. So we utilize sensor technology that allows persons to activate the button with any part of their body. So if you're traveling with a cane in one hand and shopping in another, you can just lean against the button and it will activate through your clothing, or you can activate with your hip or the back of your hand. Secondly, we really believe in providing true directional information, and that's done by having an arrow that's located under the button, where, as we know, a lot of intersections are not beautifully perpendicular. So we can actually rotate that arrow 360 degrees so that if a crosswalk is on an angle, we can actually place the arrow on an angle and give you true directional information. And the final thing is we really try and tackle the issue that we're facing in the community where these systems are being deployed. Existing technology is quite noise polluting, and as a result, residents are not living in harmony with these systems, and they're complaining to the cities. So what we're typically seeing is traffic technicians are going and turning them down, which really strips the integrity out of these systems and defeats the whole point of them being deployed in the first place. So the first thing we tackle is how do we manage volume controls of the locator tone, which is really critical for finding the pole. So we've got a smartphone app that you can download for free on your phone. All you need to do is activate it and then put your phone away in your pocket, and then within 10 meters of approaching a pole that has our equipment on it, we will automatically detect you and immediately turn the locator volume up to the volume that you should have had in the first place, giving you 100% integrity every time you approach an intersection. And the final thing is we utilize a beacon that's located up a pole. A lot of manufacturers now are building the loudspeaker and the microphone into the push button and deploying it at push button height, which basically means that if pedestrians are surrounding the pole, it's actually covering and masking the audible signal. So we believe in having a beacon that's located up a pole that points into the crosswalk for actual true beaconing. And we actually control the sound waves by utilizing 3 speakers in a horizontal row. And what that does is create a forward-penetrating sound vortex into the crosswalk. So existing infrastructure does 360-degree orientation of the acoustics, which means that for a walk guide signal, it's just blasting sound waves all the way through an intersection. And what we're actually doing is we're actually creating a very strong forward-penetrating stream of sound waves so that you're not just hearing noise over there. You can actually get a very acute alignment and orientation to the pole. And it also mitigates a lot of the sound pollution that's affecting residents and causing these systems to be turned down.
That's really neat. That's really focused like that, because that could be a concern to people dining or something around an intersection or something.
Absolutely. So we're really tackling the root issues with very, very strong design and technology. And we've come up with this because our company owner was an O&M in the 80s. Obviously, training his clients with existing infrastructure at the time was very difficult. So he partnered with the German Blind Association and his clients to create the system that we have today. And our Lock ID smartphone app was actually designed through a research project that was done with the University of Hamburg in Germany in collaboration with the German Blind Association. So everything that we have here has been designed fully by advocates in the community, as well as the German Blind Association that has first-hand knowledge of the challenges that this community faces with complex navigation issues at traffic intersections.
Well, I think this is really great technology, and it's something that's needed. And you've been traveling around to all the departments of transportation advocating for this.
That's right. So I would say 80% of my job currently is going around meeting with traffic engineers that are responsible for designing these intersections, as well as traffic technicians that are responsible for the procurement and deployment of these systems. And I'm not going in for an hour talking about why my product's better than the others. I'm actually taking the opportunity to discuss exactly how this community navigates complex intersections, the challenges that you're facing, and how we as manufacturers can do better by creating smarter technology to make this easier and to remove the anxieties. And I really do this because I believe that the only way we can change the current situation is by invoking empathy and compassion with these traffic technicians that are responsible for deploying, massive traffic intersections, and they're just looking at audible signals as just another thing to tick off their list. But I'm going in and saying, no, when you actually deploy these systems, or when you think about procuring them, we need to be finding solutions that are really tackling these major challenges that are still existing with current infrastructure.
I thought what was really neat is when they employ these, they can actually monitor them from headquarters, basically.
That's right. So if they do go down for whatever reason, say a car runs into a pole and we lose a button in an acoustic unit, it will actually send an alert back to the central office and actually tell a city. And that's a huge part of maintenance issues. I'm sure there have been many situations. I've had a lot of advocates yesterday telling me that they've gone to intersections and buttons don't work. So this is just further technology that helps aid cities in being able to maintain these systems that might be deployed all over their city.
They would know in real time when something's wrong.
Exactly. It will send them an alert by email, and they might integrate them into their current monitoring systems, and they might get a red alert on their traffic screen.
Could we get some sound from it right now?
Sure, I'll just plug this in for you. So you'll currently hear the locator tone, and then I will activate the audible signal.
Wait.
It's just running through a cycle right now, and then I'll activate again.
Wait.
The audible signal will go off soon.
So then you can cross.
So this is the walk guide signal to tell you when you can step off the curb.
2, 1.
And this particular countdown is the audible countdown that sighted persons see in the clearance phase. So we would be seeing numbers that would count down anywhere from 30 downwards, and we are actually doing an audible version of that.
So some departments of transportation and counties or cities could actually have one of these installed for a needs base.
Absolutely. So we're typically throughout America seeing these being deployed on a needs case basis. So obviously members in the community might put in a request. They send someone out to evaluate the intersection and determine whether this is an intersection that needs this system, and then they have to obviously find budget to be able to do it, but we're typically seeing them being deployed on a needs case basis. We have some state departments like Virginia Department of Transportation have now created a rule that for any new construction, so any new intersection that's being deployed, these are automatically included in the design, and so they actually get deployed from the get-go on a new construction intersection.
Oh, that's really interesting. This is really good stuff. So can you tell people where they can find out more information?
Yeah, so we have a website. It's www.rtb, that's Roger Tango Bravo, safetraffic.com. My name's Olivia Harden. I will also be available by email at sales@rtbsafetraffic.com.
Thank you very much, and I'll get this out to everybody, and you have a wonderful convention.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
It's a great time meeting up with Olivia and hear about RTB Safe Traffic and her work with audio pedestrian signals. And if you want to find out more about RTB Safe Traffic, check them out on the web at www.rtbsafetraffic.com. And remember to check out the blind abilities skill on your Amazon device just by saying enable blind abilities. You can also listen to Blind Abilities on the Victor Stream and on any podcatcher out there. Just type in blind abilities. That's 2 words, blind abilities. And most importantly, I want to thank you, the listener. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed. And until next time, bye-bye.
When we share
what we see
through each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap between
the limited expectations and the reality
of blind abilities.
The realities of blind
abilities.
For more podcasts with a blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities. Download our app from the App Store, blindabilities, that's 2 words, or send us an email at info@blindabilities.com. Thanks for listening.